Hi, welcome back to Hot Dog's Garage, where we're working on our 1969 Dodge Charger. On this episode, we're going to tackle the headliner project. Dome light, wiring, headliner, molding trim, rear window, sun visors, rear view mirror, all of the stuff that makes the car start to look like a car again, which it kind of is looking like a car. So let's go. Ouch! It's gonna leave a mark. Cut that out. Alright, so we're gonna start the headliner. And if you're seeing this video, it means it came out good, because if it doesn't come out, I'm going to delete all of this footage and pretend none of this happened, figure something else out. So the first thing is, I think we need to run the dome light wiring harness. However, my car came with this one, and I have a feeling that's probably not long enough. Anyway. So, digging out of these bags, and it's actually in the rear body kit in here. And this is all fine. It came here. Oh, I believe it comes down into these, through here, around into this grommet, down this A-pillar, and lands over in there. And then it also had some ground wires in it, which I think might be part of the door switches for the dome light that need to go in somewhere. But as I remember, everything I'm seeing is it's just these two wires that run under the headliner. So I'm gonna run these, and then I'm gonna look at the instructions and see if that was right. Because that seems like the right thing to do, is guess, figure it out, and go from there. So let's run these, and I think I start from this way and go that way. Okay, cut up some house wire, which seems to be stiff enough to do the trick, so we're going to try to fish this through and tape the other wires onto the other end of it. Pull it through. I don't know. Let's see how this works. Connect these little guys to that guy. But I think a little electrical tape will ruin it. I'm sure they give us extra, right? They have to. I don't feel like there's many obstacles in that channel, so I don't need to go crazy with getting it tied up through that hole. Oh, I can see it in there. That's handy. There's a viewing window. It's through. Easy as cheesecake. Except that's not... I don't like that. think. Okay, now ouch. Now I think what we need to do is put in the screws here. I saw it'd be easy to put the screws in for the dome light, so when you have the headliner, maybe we'll tape this up to here. We'll put the screws in there so we'll know once the headliner's in to make a little slit there. Also, maybe put the screws in for the hooks so I can hang my business suit up for the job interview I'm going to need for my second job to finish putting this car together. So we'll put those screws in, put these screws in, we'll tape this up, secure that to that hook, or maybe switch that hook out with that one that goes over that support. I don't know what all this stuff is called. I don't have the seat belt, the shoulder one, so I'm not putting that in. Oh, the mirror and the visor too. I think I saw somebody put those screws in first and just run them in so that way you can make a little cut. I don't know. Maybe not those ones. I don't know. We'll see. I gotta dig through those and find those. Okay, enough talking. Headliner. Oh, I wonder if it's supposed to be a little loose so I could take a little slack if I needed. Maybe we should do that. But I still want that to stick better. I think that's just how life is with this clip there. Don't always get what you want. Okay. That doesn't go in the clip. Anyway, let's tape this up here. Alright, we're gonna put the, I don't know, not this, the screws that I have. But which one does it go on? I mean, it mounts with two, but they said, how about 4 holes there? And then you only need 2 of them. Just guess. It's gotta be on the front one, right? And then it goes in the back like that, and then, or no, it's gotta go like this, and then that comes through, but then the light's facing the back way. It's gotta go this way right now, this way, and then, well, why would it do that? And you can't do that because of that, so it's gotta go like that. This is crazy. It's gotta go on the front too, and then this goes in that way, right? That doesn't seem weird at all. Okay, front 2. And then, I think tape that, and then that's just. There's a sound button. Okay, let's focus on the headliner now. Well, I put these cardboards in. I think we need to measure the middle of all of this and mark it. I think I need to get them. Ouch. Need a Band-Aid now. I think I need to measure the middle of the window and put a line with a paint pen. The same with the forward, and then measure the middle of the headliner so I know the headliner is centered when we put it in. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna measure the middle of there and there, mark that with the paint pen, then I'm gonna measure the middle of the headliner bows and put like a piece of tape in there so I can feel the middle of those and make sure that everything's centered up. I'm gonna do that and we'll come back. After careful measuring, it seems I'm not the first one to measure it because the center screw of the mirror is right in the middle. Also, there's a little inch weld right there in the middle, so maybe they did this when they built the car. They must have had a machine or something. So, ouch. I think the same in the back. We'll do that next. He was right. Not as we'll mark it there. I think the window will cover that. Alright, so now we know where the middle of the car is. Oh, look at that. It's already falling down, so I guess that's good work. Maybe let's just not do that. Maybe here? No, that wouldn't make sense. Oh, what if we just do one like that? That's what we need to do. Oh, that's way better. Okay. Also, again, time to point out that I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done this. But I stayed at a Holiday Inn last night, so I saw a commercial that makes you an expert on whatever you're trying to do the next day. And I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn. Anyway, I made that up. Okay. Headliner. Okay, I laid the headliner on a blanket in the driveway in the very hot sun. It's been sitting on the roof of the car in the garage for a few weeks, so it should be kind of getting the shape, kind of heating it up. But what I did is measured the middle of the headliner and just drew a nice little orange, of course, Sharpie line up to the first bow there. So that way I can make sure that that line lines up with the middle of the car. And the same thing in the rear. I measured the middle of the opening for the rear window and then drew a line so I can make sure that that measures up with the thing, so we can at least get the headliner straight in the car, and we'll deal with that. Now I'm going to put the bows down, which are labeled yonder, and line those up and start cutting the listings out for these. Okay, let's do that. Alright, the bows are in the thing with the thing, and then I got to put the clips on the back things to put those in the thing, and then that goes in the car is one thing. So it's really hot. I'm going to try to get out of the sun now. Okay, so I have the headliner sitting in, and this is what I was talking about with the rear window. There's the spring tensioner, so you got to cut just a little. I did a linear cut here, so if I need to adjust the headliner this way or this way, it'll have the room to adjust that way. So just the same thing on both sides on the back side, and then I'll be able to put the headliner back in. But it is sitting in here, and I'm gonna put the bows in for this side and right here, and then I'll put the camera back up front up there and then start adjusting all this. But actually just sitting in here, it is wrinkly, but it is not as bad as I thought it was gonna be for just setting it in here. So I think we're on a good start. Okay, so the headliner's in with all of the bows, and the tensioners are in the back bow there. And I have it just pulled tight in the middle up there, and pulled tight basically, well, this garage is open, but in the middle up there. So it's still wrinkly just in the middle, obviously. We need to pull those out, but I need to get some spray adhesive and start working it out even more. But for the middle up here, it's actually not too bad. I mean, there's quite a bit of wrinkles, but I thought it was going to be quite a bit worse than that. I mean, I just started stretching it out. You can't really see with the sun, but I just started stretching it out. So let me get some clips, some magnets like I did right here. So I saw that trick. So I'm gonna get some magnets to kind of hold it in place, and some clips to go along the sides over there, and then some spray adhesive, and we're gonna go run a couple errands anyway. So I'm gonna kind of let this sit in here and start forming to the shape of the car a little more. Okay, well, if that wasn't the scariest thing. Anyways, we got it in part ways. So it's in up along, I should close that back door. That side. There's some some that I think we could still pull a little bit out or hit with the heat gun, but also that side's not in at all. So that side, this side looked a lot like that side. Actually, that side might be a little worse, but I've worked it mostly out of this side. There's some wrinkles, but this one I can still maneuver up over there. I'm going to work on that next, but I just wanted to get a little video before I got too far. I wanted to struggle with this side kind of off camera, and I think maybe in the next couple days I'll just time lapse working the wrinkles out of this side and back there. I still don't know how to secure all that back there. That's going to be an issue, but up to there is pretty good. I know that has a little wrinkle right there, but I can pull that back down and out when I adhesive that onto the sail panel. I mean, it's good. I like the color, and I'm looking through the camera and the wrinkles look way worse on the camera than they do in person, but we're gonna get all of those looking like that before, during, and then again, I've seen you can heat light, low heat gun some of these little wrinkles out. So I think like some of these will come out. And again, I've never done this before. I'm not a professional. So if I end up with a little, I mean, even if that gets slightly better, and I mean, that's going to be fine. That's going to be just fine. Again, I'm not even taking this to car shows, so nobody's going to see that except whoever's in it. And if you get in the car and don't like it, well, get on out. That's all I got to say. And I'm going to call it for the night. I might mess with the front a little bit more up here, trim this excess off, and maybe work on that wrinkle right there, and then call it and come back sometime later this week when I've got another free few hours. All right, we're starting day 2 of the headliner, and like I said, this side, the driver's side's mostly in. I think that's the worst of it, but I could still try to pull this down a little more here and try to work. That's pretty much the worst. This isn't tightened back here yet, so this is all, don't ignore it from here back. But I think that's the only one really. I think that one will come out. There's a little wrinkle right there, but that's gonna get covered and pull that. So I've got this corner pretty much in. These I'm trying to work out to the side or heat gun it, I think. But I'm gonna start, kind of got it clipped here, trimmed it there. So I think what I'm gonna do now is spray adhesive down this side and stretch this and try to get some of these out and stretch those, and then clip this in and then get all this done. And then I think I'm gonna mount that front trim up here and secure all of that, make sure all this is glued into place with these clips here, and then I'll add just a bunch of the other clips down to there on both sides, and then I will work out these sail panels and then down the other side of those, and then I'll work on putting this trim in up here. So I think that's where we're at. We're gonna start this side, get some of these out. I mean, it is really not, I mean, this is probably the worst of it, or what it was, so. But I mean, you could see clearly just by pulling it here, just, I mean, this is with my thumb, but and pulling it, those and stretching it down and around, those will come out nicely. So I think I'm gonna set the camera up. I'm gonna time lapse me pulling this side down, and we'll go from there. we're gonna move on. I got in mosquitoes. They're everywhere. I'm gonna have to add up what I got more building this car. Dollars into the parts or mosquito bites, because I'm itchy. I don't know, it's close. So this window goes down too far because it's missing these that I knew it was missing. And for $9 I could fix that. So I just didn't do that for months. But now I did. I got them. And the other one for the other side that doesn't need it because they come in a 2-pack. So I don't know. I've got to take that stopper out of there if I can. Ouch. Cut myself 6 times getting it in. Oh, that was pretty easy. Now, that's adjusted all the way down. The problem was, because I didn't have that rubber on the bottom, it was going about a ½ inch too far down, and then the window would go down under the lip. But now I have the rubber on there. Let's see if it does that. It's good. Oh. Oh. Well, I guess I should. That's nice. Did that? I'll put this has to go on, apparently. Okay, well that makes me feel better. Hey, look, I got adhesive everywhere right here. And right there. Wow. Okay. Well, I thought that was going to take me longer. Maybe I'll do the other side. So now, the driver's side headliner is all pulled. Looks good. Passenger side, it was, but I saw some wrinkles that I tried to pull it, and then I made it worse. Then I made that part better. Then I made this part worse, and then I decided to go work on that corner, which made this corner worser. And then I went to work on that side again, got distracted by this side, got upset with this. Then I started painting something else. Then I looked at this side, saw these wrinkles, thought about working on this side. Then I decided to look at this side, which looks really nice, and ignore this side. Then when I decided to work on this side, I decided I should just do the window stops instead. Okay, well, I guess that's done. All right, so I'm gonna put on time lapse so you don't have to hear me cursing, and I mean whispering gently to this thing, and try to get just some of this, spray adhesive this. There's a little bit more that I can pull out. It'll come out a little better, and then trim this, and then put the actual clips into there. Then finish trimming up around this rear window so I can put this molding in, which has confused me greatly. And then struggle with this, and then still have wrinkles until I call it good enough, and then try to do something else. This is dry. This trim is dry, and I had to paint the other side of it. Weird, long story, don't ask. I don't know how that fits with the window. I might not have a rear window. Anyway, let's keep going. Well, I had a couple minutes after work tonight, and I decided to start painting. This is the front window headliner trim, and then rear window, rear window, rear window, rear window, lower corners, middle, top, sides, bottom. So just the OER from Classic Industries 650 saddle from 1969. So I just gave it a quick dusting, waiting a couple minutes. I'll do a few more coats on this. Don't think I'm gonna get a whole bunch more done tonight, but it's coming out okay. The headliner sat for a few days now, and I still haven't heat gunned it. I think I'm gonna try to re-pull that one side out just a little bit more, but that's pretty much the only real bad. And then that one, I gotta fix that little wrinkle right there. But other than that, I think most of these will come out with the heat gun. Like I said, I'm gonna try to pull that side a little bit more. But other than that, after sitting a while, I think it's pretty good. It's good enough. That's for darn sure. It's good enough. Finishing up the headliner for the rear window trim, which I'm going to call the last thing for the headliner. Whether it is or not, I'm done with it. I'm done with saying I'm working on it. Anyway, these screw in at the bottom, which I'll show you in a second. And I have this kit that came in this bag. That's for 6970 charger, but the sheet inside says 70 charger, so I've just been winging it. And we need the list. Oh, right there, 31 rear window things. So I found 31, and there's only 2, but those appear to be the same exact size as 27, if I'm not mistaken, which is bench seat forward release bezels. Well, I don't see a bench seat, so we're gonna steal 2 of these to add to these, and then bolt those down there and down there. Okay, so these screws are countersunk, and these were not, but just a little adjustment with that, and they fit quite a bit better. So I'll probably just do a touch more on this one, but it should line up nice. All right, the rear window trim installed. We're pretty much calling the headliner done. It did bunch up a little bit here and here. And then on this side, ouch, there's a little wrinkle. I mean, not so much here or here, but like right here. But why does it look so much worse on the camera than in person? It looks terrible on the little GoPro. Yeah. I promise it looks not that bad. Anyways, that's the worst of it. And the most stressful thing, the dome light is through. But really, I mean, everything else came out pretty good. The package tray is not all the way in for 2 reasons. I think I need to install it before those corners. That would make sense. And then also I need to put the speakers in. And I think I didn't paint up here because I didn't think you would see it, but it looks like you might see a little bit of the green. So I'm probably gonna have to take these corners back out, spritz in here with some of the tan, mount the speakers that I don't have, put this back in, and then put those in. But for now, it's just gonna sit like this. Probably shouldn't because these are on, but anyway, I'm gonna mount this dome light and call it a night for tonight. Wow, this looks terrible in the... Getting ready to mount sun visors in the rear view mirror. But this kit for the interior screw set came, and looking at the screws for the rear view mirror, I noticed that the diameter on the head of the screw was a lot bigger than what actually came out. The new one's on the right, old original's on the left. So if you put the new ones in, they will not sit as flush in there, and the sun visor will not clip in. And they also gave you the long one for the front, That no worky. So this was the one that came out, which fits, but it looks like it's incorrect diameter, but that one needs to go back in. And then the ones they give you for the sun visor match the original diameter. So I think what I'm going to do is take the original one from the sun visor. Nope, not that one. This one from the sun visor. And this original long one, so I can mount that. Then I'm probably going to look through this bag of something I'm not going to use that matches the sun visor ones. Or I will just use one of the bigger ones on the sun visor, which will be fine. Most likely, kind of ish. Good enough. Okay, and this is the original mirror that was painted. It's not perfect, but this is the original mirror of the car and the original sun visors that used to be green, but are now painted and new tips on the end. So, but they seem to match good with the headliner trim and the package tray, and if you can see the headliner, so, and the side of the door trim, so should all matching. So I'm gonna figure out all these screws and then get these mounted and keep going. All right, visors, rearview mirrors done, both visors seem to be good. Put the dome light cover on. It seems to be okay. Oh, we're there with the top. We don't have the front trim or the side trim obviously mounted because that has to come later, but it's not perfect everywhere, but I think overall it's not bad. Not bad. We did it. Headliner's in, and all the stuff on the roof on the inside of the car is in. So I'm very happy with it. Over time, this video I've taken a few weeks to actually do. There's been a lot of days that I haven't had time to work on it, but some of the adhesive with the hot weather we've had has let go in some places. So I think I can go back and over the course of the next few weeks of just tinkering on some of the other stuff that I have to work on and starting the wiring and stuff, I'll probably be adjusting it, pulling it, re-gluing it, just tinkering with it a little bit, trying to perfect it a little bit. But I would say it's 99% done. And if I had everything to finish it, it would go on and it would be fine. But I'm not ready to put all that trim on. So once we get there, it'll be great. And next up is going to be the grill. And I've already started that project, filmed a bunch of that, and then got sidetracked and did the headliner. And then I got all the rest of the stuff to finish the grill. So the next video we're going to do is the grill, and then we're going to go on to the wiring. So I figured since we kind of have a car inside here, we're going to eat our hot dog in the car. No eating in the car unless you've made the car. And this one is ketchup, mustard, ketchup, pickle mustard, and dill pickles. There we go. Looks good. We'll see you next time on Hot Dogs Garage.